Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you all, but more importantly, it's a pleasure for NAMC ICS to have Erwat Dr. Parvez Baja talk to us today. Erwat Baja does not need much introduction, but in any case, I'll spend a minute on that so you guys know the great career path he has had. Erwat Baja's family have been practicing Maubedi and more importantly, have been the Panthaki of the Mewawala Agyari for over 100 years. Erwat Baja, in addition to being a Maubed, got his accounting and law degrees and worked at the Union Bank of India. And actually, I did not realize until recently that he worked with my sister and brother-in-law there for a long time. Erwat Baja, in addition to having a great banking career, recently received a PhD in Avesta. And he has visited the US. He was sponsored by the NAMC to visit the US and he has given talks in several cities, including Chicago, Houston, San Diego, where he stayed with us. And I found him to be an extremely intelligent person when it comes to religion. He's very well versed in different aspects of our religion. But the one thing he likes the most is the Shahnameh, and he's been very well known for it. So we requested him to talk to us about Shahnameh. So with that, Parvez Sahib, can you take over, please? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes. Okay, Adaviraf. Let me first show my gratitude to all of you, especially North American Maubed Council, the Zoroastrian Studies section, for arranging this Shahnameh course. And today, you have got this morning there. Here it is midnight. It is nearly 11:35. Anyway, so today I see a hello Dolly. Dolly does too. Or my old-timer friend, Temton Mirza Sahib. Good morning, sir. Karishma Koka. Thank you very much for attending. Gave Karkaria, yes, I stayed at his place in Montreal. Parvez Patel, I also know him very well. He used to pick me up when I was in Chicago years back, nearly 20 years back. Bagli also, I know him. And Maruk Tamboli, I may not be knowing her. Anyway, Pariboz Zanamu also I know. Now today, before I start my presentation of the Shahnameh, I hope everybody can hear me, correct? Are you okay?
Yes, yes,
yeah,
clear, very clear.
Let me introduce to you, because in India also it is a normal practice that Zoroastrian people, they do not know much about the Shahnameh. What is it Shahnameh? What the Shahnameh means? They know about the Khordevasta, they know about the certain ceremonial parts of the Zoroastrian scriptures, but they do not know about the Shahnameh. It is Shahnameh is a treatise written by a non-Zoroastrian, a Muslim, but he was truly a Zoroastrian at heart. So he wrote a Shahnameh exactly, not I should say nearly, it's exactly 1,000 years back. And he was living at that time, and he revived and rejuvenated the spirit and culture and traditions of Iranian dynasties and Iranian people at that time. So it is a stories of the paladins and kings and heroes and the Paigambar Sahib and everything. It encompasses the 5 dynasties of the Zoroastrian Iran. So today I will talk about firstly the Shahnameh, the Shair and Shair Firdausi Tusi. Actually, Firdausi doesn't need any introduction, nor his introduction is given by any scholars, neither Iranian or European or any other scholars around the world, because he doesn't have his biography written by himself. But whatever he lived his life, he mentions how he lived, what were his day's work, his young son expired during his lifetime, and that's his calamities he expresses during the writing of the Shahnameh, because it took nearly 35 long years to complete magnum opus of Shahnameh. Shahnameh, as you may not be aware, is one of the greatest and the longest epic in the world, next only to Mahabharata. And it has been, you may not be also aware that it is originally written in Farsi, a Persian language. It has been translated into more than 20 languages of the world. And it is written in pure Persian language, though it was written in the 10th century. Still, no Arabic words are there in the Shahnameh. Pure Persian words are used there. So he was pure Persian at heart. So here I will now introduce you about the Firdausi's life and his work, because Firdausi, in the last end of the Shahnameh, he mentions that it took him 35 long years to revive the dead Iran. And my dear Hamdins, I have been given a task to introduce Firdausi in 35 minutes, which is very less time, which is a very short period of under which I can express my complete intakhab, complete his chronological events of his life. But still, I will make it a very short and brief, and see that you understand. And I've been told that you sing some part of it, because it is a very long epic. And let me tell you, so Temtan Sahib and Adawiraf, that any epic of the Shahnameh, if it any story like Rustam and Sarab, Rustam and Asfandiyas, Shavaks and Sodabe, Yazdagar Sheriyar, Noshirwan Adil, or any episode you take from the Shahnameh, there are hundreds of episodes. It requires at least 1.5 hours, 1 hour, 15, 20 minutes to give up at least a good justice. Rustam and Sarab is the longest one. It takes nearly quarter to 2 hours. But apart from there, just to give a succinct account and picture, we can summarize them in a very nutshell, but it doesn't give that much flavor when we sing, when we explain. Like when we sing, we explain, because what we sing, what I will sing, I will talk Shahnameh, that will be in the Gujarati couplet translated from original Persian. I've been also told to say a few couplets in Persian also for your Iranian Russian brothers and sisters who will be around you, so that it will be for their benefit also, and we owe deep debt of gratitude to Iran also. So now let me introduce to you Firdausi. Now let us go to the first site of Firdausi. Let us go to the second Mebas. Next, please. Now here you will understand that Firdausi in his early years, you will see that Firdausi was born about 935. There are two different dates. Some scholars says it is 935. Some scholars says it is 941. It doesn't make a difference of 5 or 6 years here and there. And then he was born in a small village called Tus, in a city called Tus. The village name was Sadab, and it is in the northeastern part of Iran, where today his Muslim stands, which I will talk to you at the end of it. As a child, his name was Abul Qasim Mansoor, and he immortalized himself under the pen name of Firdausi. Now, how the name Firdausi came, I will explain to you. It will come in my talk. Now, he composed Book of Kings, that is a Shahnameh, comprising of 60,000 Persian couplets, containing the history and legends of prehistoric Iran, with all greatness and pettiness, romance and tragedies, heroism and villains, and glory and shame. And there are episodes, various kinds of episodes are there. And the most important part of it is this, that the Shahnameh teaches some lessons, some moral, ethical lessons to the reader that man should imbibe in his life. Each and every episode has got some meaning behind it. There are episodes of love na episodes, pyar na episodes, tragedy na episodes, deceit na episodes. Firdausi had good knowledge of Arabic, Farsi, that is Persian, and Pahlavi, it is called a Middle Persian language, and started reading all Iranian history. So he, from childhood, he has an innate liking for natural phenomena, natural environment, liking to. So he left his home at a very early age, and his hobby was a very poetically composing the episodes from the ancient and modern Iranian history. So that was his passion, and ultimately it became his lifelong mission. So Ferdowsi he was a very poor man. He was basically a farmer. You can call him as he had a field where he was doing his work. And so he wanted a bridge to be built over a river which was passing through his house. There was a canal, so he wanted to put a bridge over it, and it costed him more. So he said, I am a poet, I will write poetry. And he was in search of some who can take his poetry and who can be of help to him, so that he can earn some value from that, and he can bring out a bridge over that river. That was his idea. Next, please. Now, Ferdowsi, that with that intention in mind, Ferdowsi had a long journey. That is the year, I will just tell you shortly, because Ferdowsi first went to Tus. He has a year of one patron who was Abul Mansur, who was the governor of Tus. He was knowing him well, so he wanted to become his patron. But let me tell you once again, throughout this Ferdowsi Shahnameh under, you will see that he was very, very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. That's why he himself mentions that Marajo unfortunate dunya andar karaj koi nahi ho sakane. He mentions during his Shahnameh in Persian also. So Ferdowsi first wrote an episode of Faridun Zohar and became so popular that the news of his poetic prowess reached Abu Mansur, governor of Tus. However, now you can see this very first chance he got a patron. Abu Mansur passed away immediately, and Ferdowsi continued with his work of versifying episodes from Iranian history for the next 20 years till he reached the age of 56. That means he started writing Shahnameh on his own, thinking that I will get some patron to patronize my work. So he started at very early age of 35, and he wrote even without thinking that somebody will help me. And by moving here and there, farto, he passed through so many hurdles, and ultimately Ferdowsi came in the court of Ghazni. Was at that time, after Samanid dynasties, the Ghazni dynasty came to the throne, and that's how he came to the Ghazni dynasty under Muhammad. The Muhammad of Ghazni, he is the second king of the Ghazni dynasty. So he came to the throne, and that is in 997 to 1030, that is 33 years he ruled. And during that time, he was in search of some patron, and somebody said that Muhammad Ghazni is a lover of things, that is poetry, beauty, and all these things. So he is inviting him for writing an episode of the earliest Iranian Zoroastrian kings. He was invited. So during that time, Persian was a language of the court. And Muhammad Darbani under, I will just read it out from here. In 996, he came to the throne of Ghazni. He was a great patron of art, and learning, and was very much interested in having the entire episode history of the Iran versified. તે જમાને અંદર રાજાઓ બધા previous collections કરતા હતા, history ના recorded collections રાખતા હતા in a history, so that prior to their coming to the throne, what was the history of Iran. So dating back to the times of Sasanian Emperor, Sudin history chronologically arranged કરીને રાખેલી હતી, and that book was known as Khorai Name. by a Zoroastrian poet known as Daneshwar Dehkan. Dehkan meaning the like in charge, like we call it in India as a Patel, the in charge of the village, Dehkan. Now this Khudai Name in Pelvi, Khuda meaning God, king, and hence the name Khuda Name, that means the book of kings, the book of God, which was further based on the Pelvi book known as the Bastan Name. In Pelvi or in Persian, original Persian, Bastan meaning the old. We have got a restaurant in Bombay which is called Bastani restaurant. So Bastan means the old name of the gods, that means the Iranian kings. That was how it was known. I will tell you how in Iran, Iranians, they never used to call Ormuz or Khudai. They used to call Kerdegar, Parvardegar, Khuda, and all these words they used to denote for the one and only one Almighty God. A Sultan was also had a collection of episodes of versified Iranian history revolving around the life of Prophet Zarathustra, composed by the Zoroastrian poet. In those days, there were many poets in the courts of those kings who was, again, unfortunately, that was Lakiki was a Zoroastrian poet in the court of Sultan, but he was murdered under the tragic circumstances. Next slide, please. Now here I will show you the picture of Firdausi at the court of Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni. That was in exactly the 10th century. Today we are in the 21st century. But he was a very good patron of art, literature and everything. And here you can see on the right hand side, the Sultan Muhammad Ghazni himself. That's how we are showing him. Next, please. Now, somebody said that if Firdausi wants a good patron, he should go to Ghazni and meet the Sultan of Ghazni, whose name was Muhammad. He will patronize him. With that hope, he went to Ghazni. Here the tragic incident happened. Firdausi was invited by the Sultan in 999 to prove his poetic prowess and historical knowledge. At that time, Sultan's court had 7 renowned poets. Now listen to this is very interesting. Ansari, Farokhi, Zaini, Asjari, Manjang, Khurrami, and Tarmadi. These 7 poets were renowned poets in the court of Muhammad Ghazni. Like you have got in Akbar's court, there were 9 jewels. Similarly, here you got 7 jewels were there. So they came to know that here one poet from outside is going to come here, and Sultan has invited him to write a poetry of the earlier Iranian kings and heroes. So they were very much envious, jealous, and they hatched a plan to see that he do not enter the king's court. And they wanted to take his test, Firdausi's test, these poets, and they hatched the plan. Now, you may not be knowing in Persian language, and the couplets are made up of 2 lines, and each line, end of the first line, has to end with the same connotation, same vowels, and same rhyme in the second line. So it makes a couplet. So in Persian language, there are only 3 words ending in shan. 3 words. And the 3 poets agreed to write each couplet ending with shan. And they wanted to take a test of Firdausi, that we shall ask Firdausi to immediately compose a 4th line ending the second couplet with the word shan. And they were knowing that there is no 4th shan, there's a 4th word shan in the Persian language. So Firdausi he will fumble, and then he will accept the defeat. So the Ansari said, okay, Firdausi, now we are here in the court to meet the Sultan. So before that, we were just wanted to test you. So we will say some few lines, 2 couplets, one line each, with 3 of you, and you have to complete the 4th line. There is a end of the second couplet, you have to complete it. So Ansari, there was the topmost poet of Sultan's court, he said, Chuareze to ma nabashad roshan. Chuareze to ma nabashad roshan. Meaning even the moon is not radiant as your face. Here they are describing a beauty of a lady. So even the moon is not radiant as your face. So Asjari, the second poet, immediately says, Manande rukh gul nabuwat gulshan. there is no rose in the garden as beautiful as your cheeks. See, I'm saying again, sun has come, garden, Gulshan, again, sun has come. And the third word, third line was recited by Farokhi. He said, Mizghanat guzar hami kunat har darjushan. Your eyes lashes can pierce even an armor. Mizghanat guzar hami kunat dar joshan. That was said by Farokhi, and they all asked Firdausi to please complete the fourth line so as to make a second couplet complete. And they were knowing that there is no other fourth son, so Firdausi will be defeated and he will accept his defeat. But here these three poets waited triumphantly to accept defeat, but Firdausi completed the quartet by the following line. Manande sanane gave dar jange pasan. Now, to write a history, to write a poetry, to write a saname, one should be conversant with the Iranian history fully well. So here was, he was knowing that there was a battlefield known as Pasan, and Manande Sanane gave dar jange Pasan, meaning just as a spear of gave in the battlefield of Pasan. Battlefield Pasan में एक लड़ाई थली थी जिन द gave, the Iranian valiant soldier gave shot an arrow at this battlefield of Pasan. And at every day I back up let's say a puri kidi. So the three trio, the three Ansari, Asjadi and Farokhi were utterly crestfallen. They were not much thinking that he will get the fourth line, but for the spontaneity of the Firdausi, they were very much pleased with him, and they said, "You are really a great poet. We make you our friends, and we allow you to proceed further to meet the Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni." Next, please. Now, Sultan, the message went to Sultan. Sultan was very much pleased with the prowess of poetry composed by Firdausi. Sultan Firdausi gave some examples of how we can write poetry, he composed poetry, and by understanding and listening to Firdausi, Sultan ekdam khush thai gayo and tells the court that you have really made my court, and he shouted, Firdaus, Firdaus, Firdaus. Firdaus meaning gentleman paradise. In Persian, Firdaus meaning paradise. That's why you made my court a paradise. That's why Abul Qasim Mansur became Firdausi, and he was from the Tus. That's why he was called Tusi. That's how we call him Firdausi Tusi. So Sultan agreed so that he can compose, Firdausi can compose Shahnameh, and Firdausi Mate, now you have to fix the price, what to be given to him. Now here is the catch. Now Firdausi starts writing the Shahnameh in 999. मैं तो मैंने कहा कि हम लगभग at the behest of Muhammad of Ghazni. But before that, he has already started writing the Shahnameh. In spite of any his savior could come and meet him. So he has already started writing the Shahnameh. But when he came to the court of Ghazni, he started writing the Shahnameh in 387 Hijra, the Hijri Sun, which is 999. Then in the Lakhwaru Sarupido. This Firdausi, before Firdausi wrote the Shahnameh, there were 1,000 couplets. There were nearly some thousands of couplets written by Daqiqi poet, Zoroastrian poet, I told in the earlier also. But unfortunately, he died and he could not complete the whole Shahnameh. He wrote only some few thousand couplets. So Firdausi started writing Shahnameh when he was 36 originally. That time it was 977. When he went to the Shah's court, it was 996, 97. Then he started writing Shahnameh in 999. So it took nearly 34 to 35 years to write the Shahnameh. There, શાહનામું લખવાની શરૂઆત કીધી અને તેને માટે સુલતાન કમિશન ફિરદોસી for composing the Shahnameh. And Sultan was so much pleased કે ભરી દરબારની અંદર he made an announcement that Firdausi should be given 1 gold mohor, 1 gold coin for every couplet which he composed. He may compose 10 or 100 or 1,000 or 50,000 or 60,000 or 5,000 or 10,000, whatever may be. He can stay in my court at ease, whatever number of years he want to stay. He was given a special environment worthy of writing the Shahnameh with all the pictures of the kings and epic poets and epic heroes of those time, so that he can get inspiration from the whole arena. So he started writing Shahnameh by sitting in the specially given room to him, and he wrote there, started writing Shahnameh. And he was told in the Bari Darbanian that he was told that he will be given 1 gold more for writing 1 couplet. Firdausi said, Firdausi started writing Shahnameh, and he was told that after writing every 1,000 couplets, 1,000 gold more should be given to him. Firdausi told the king, sir, I do not want this at this time. When I will complete my full work, entire work, I will accept your price, inam, whatever you give me. But at the end of it, I will take it. I will not take it. And that's how he started writing Shahnameh. And he praises Shahnameh. Shahnameh, he praises in so many words. He praises Sultan Muhammad. The Sultan Muhammad મને આટલી ઊંચી જગા પર બેસાડ્યો, મારી આટલા નીચ પરથી મને ઊંચાઈ પર લઈ આવ્યો. હું હવે અહીંયા કામ કરીશ, તેનાથી મને મારો આખી લાઈફ પર ચેન્જ થઈ જશે. And he appreciated Sultan in so many terms that Sultan was also very much happy that here I got ultimately what I wanted. That's why he writes in Shahnameh, starting that Man inna me faro kiraftam bafal, haman ranj bordam bishyar sal, nadidam sarafraz bakshandehi, bagahe kiyan bad darkshandehi. That means what he says, Mai Mubarak Namu, Sara Sakhunti, I started with a good omen, હાથ ધર્યું છે. ઘણા વર્ષો પર તમે કામ કીધું, તે બક્ષિસ દાદા રોમેશની મને મળી છે, અને મારો અલ્ટિમેટલી મને બક્ષિસ આપનારા સુલતાન મોહમ્મદ મને મળ્યો છે. અને આના જેવો કોઈ બી કિંગ મેં ગાડીની ઉપર ત્યાં સુધી બેઠેલો જોયો નથી. He praises King Sultan Muhammad, his patron king, અને એવી રીતે શાહનામાનું સૌથી પહેલું દાસ્તાન he started writing Zohak ને ફરેદુન. Zohak ને ફરેદુન ને શાહનામું એને લખ્યું. આ એ બધું લખ્યા પછીથી શાહનામું લખતો ગયો. 5 વર્ષ, 10 વર્ષ, 15 વર્ષ, 20 વર્ષ થઈ ગયા. શાહનામું લખતા લખતા વખતોના વખતો પસાર થઈ ગયા, વર્ષોના વર્ષો વહી ગયા. અંદર તા કોર્ટની અંદર ઘણા જણાઓને એવી ફિલિંગ થઈ કે this Firdausi is writing Shahnameh and he is praising Iranian kings. At that time you can imagine that was Islamic Sultanate. Then he is praising the pre-Islamic Sultanate, that is Iranian kings, Iranian dynasties, Iranian heroes, Iranian paladins and all these things. And Atas Parastoni, Parastes Courage, he is praising this. So they all instigated the king that here you are giving prize to a person who is none other than who is just praising these Iranian kings. And sir, you are giving prize money to him for writing Iranian history and not the present history of the present regime. Firdausi was right, but there are so many his courtiers of Sultan. They were all against him. They were one Badauddin. This all courtiers, they instigate those Rutki, Azadi, Ansari, those elokne. कि क्या लोग ने ये कीधो ने के उसके रिया के why is king is allowing such a beggar, such a pauper, ordinary Muslim to write Shahnameh. And Shahnameh लगता they also got it news. He is praising the Iranian kings and heroes and paladins and Zoroastrian comments, Zoroastrian and Zoroastrian religious beliefs, and Zoroastrian Paigambar himself. And Atas Parasto ने याद करे, Atas Parasto ने एकदम ऊंचे पेडेस्टल ने ऊपर लाविदा मुकीरिदा. So envious of all this is Firdausi's success. His detractors started instigating Sultan against Firdausi that he has given too much importance and heaped a lot of praise on the Iranian kings. Now Firdausi was at a loss to understand the reason of Sultan's displeasure. This was all અંદરની વાત છે, બિચારા ફિરદોસીને કે ખબર પડી નહીં. So Firdaus એ લોકોએ કહ્યું કે આપણે પાછી ને ટેસ્ટ લઈએ, સેકન્ડ ટેસ્ટ લઈએ. It was second test was taken of Firdausi, and Sultan decided to try Firdausi's poetic skills by asking him to versify a simple episode of great warrior Rustam's fighting with a Kushan warrior Ashkabuz. There is a very famous couplet in the Shahnameh of fight of Rustam with Ashkabuz. Fight of Rustam with Ashkabuz. Please next slide, please. So this couplet Firdausi versified fight between Rustam shooting a lone arrow and killing Ashkabuz, drew thunderous applause from the entire court of Sultan. And it is said that till date, those verses are regarded as one of the best examples of the Persian poetry. Why? Because Shahnameh has why become so long? Because when Firdausi explains in his couplets in a Persian verses, he explains first the soldier, the Persian warrior who gets ready to fight in a kapra kewa pariyaj. Where he has put his bayonet, where he has put his sword, where he has put his helmet, where he has put his bow and arrow and everything, where he has kept it, how he has kept it, what is his dress. So actually, you can see the warrior himself before your eyes, Persian warrior, ki kevo lagto hose, then kevite mario hose. So avita cage kya ine, just I will explain. You will not get a good explanation in English or Persian. मालूम नहीं पड़से. આપણે તીર ખેંચીએ, તીર મારવાને માટે તૈયાર કરીએ બો એન્ડ એરો. સો બો ખેંચીએ ને તેની પર એરો ચડાવીએ. વેન સો એરો એક અંગૂઠો આપણે બોને લાગી ને પકડી રાખે ને એરો ખેંચીને કાન સુધી લઈ આવીએ રાઈટ હેન્ડ સાઈડ લાઈક ધીસ અપ ટીલ અવર યર્સ. અને પછીથી જોરમાં એવો છોડીએ કે આખો પેલો બોમાંથી આખો નીકળીને પેલો એરો જઈને પેલો સંભેવાલા એનિમીને લાગે. So that was the way. So he says the left hand, left angutho, the thumb of the left hand kisses the bow, and the thumb of the right hand kisses his ears. And a ear ne kiss કરે એટલે ખેંચીને પકડેલો છે અને પછી છોડે જેવો છોડે દાબીને કે પેલો Ashkabuz, who was a very giant famous warrior, તેને જરાવાની અંદર તેને ખતમ કરી નાખે તેને માટેનો છે. તો તેને માટે અહીંયા હું જશું વાંચું તેને માટે
Can I request you? We have most people here who understand Gujarati, but some on the call don't know Gujarati because they are from Iran. So if you can try and speak as much as in English, you can say some Gujarati words, but try and speak as much as you can in English, please.
Okay.
Thank you for your help.
Okay, sir. Okay. So here's a couplet. What is mentioned here is, I think you can read it. De mali de chachi kamandra badas, bachar mein guzan andar avar da shas, situn kar da chapro wakham kar da ros. खरुश अस कसमे शरखे चाची बेहोश कसा गुफ्त गिरो कदर गुफ्त दे फलक गुफ्त ऐसन मलक गुफ्त से कसानी हम अंदर जमान जानत बिदात तो गुफ्ती के हरगिज ज़िमादर निजात. He shot an arrow in such a way that in the last stanza he says Kasani was never born to his mother's womb. Evi tetene Kasani ne jamin dos kari nakhyo. He made him flat by only one arrow, and that's why Firdausi, the Sultan, was very happy with the Ashkabuz, what he said about this. Thereafter he completed his rights, goes on writing the Shahnameh by staying at this place at the courts. He completes his Shahnameh. He tries to complete his Shahnameh By nearly 34 years it took him. Nearly 1010 he completed his Shahnameh. Now please turn to the next slide, please. Slide number 8. Now here the great, and here you can see that great Rustam visits Firdausi in his dream because of the Rustam and Ashkabuzni. What I have told you about this fight between Ashkabuz and Rustam. So Rustam came in the dream and said these words. Words cannot express the obligation that I owe towards you, O Firdausi. That's what Rustam says. For rejuvenating my memory and reviving the lost glory of Iran. So after a few thousand couplets, when Sultan ordered a prize gold coin, Firdausi requested to give them in the entire completion of the Shahnameh. Now Firdausi started writing the Shahnameh when he was 36, and after long years of toil and trouble, Firdausi completes the Shahnameh after 30 years when he was nearly 71 years old. You can see Firdausi writing Shahnameh in the court of Muhammad Sultan, and here the text of Shahnameh on the right hand side. Next, please. Now the important thing occurred in his life of Firdausi is this. Firdausi completes the Shahnameh, having fulfilled his long mission, and he was eager to go back to his hometown Tus and fulfill his dream of constructing a dam and a sarai. Sarai means a wayside in Dharamshala, what we call, from the gold coin which he was to receive. But as I told you, at the instance of the Sultan's envious ministers, Mehmedi, Khwaja Hassan Mehmedi, Firdausi was given the silver coin instead of the gold coins. That's how it came. I'll tell you. Firdausi left the court asking Sultan to go through his whole episodes of Shahnameh, 60,000 couplets, and whatever he feels like he can give the prize money as promised by him. And he was a man who had no house of his own, so he was waiting in a wayside inn. And one day, as promised by Sultan, instead of the gold coins, the silver coins, because Sultan was instigated not to give gold coins to a beggar, to an ordinary poet who is not worth the gold coins at least. So they whatever king can give, he should accept with a happy mind. So why not give him a gold coin instead of gold coin, giving a silver coin? And that's how Ayaz is the personal messenger of Shah Sultan Muhammad, went searching where Firdausi was. Firdausi was in a hammam khana. Firdausi was taking bath in a hammam khana on a sarai inn, in the wayside inn sarai. So Ayaz went there, and Ayaz waited outside. Firdausi was taking bath. He came out. Ayaz said, "This is the prize money the Sultan Muhammad has given for you." He was so much happy. And as soon as he opened that packet, he found that instead of the gold coins, they were not the gold coins, but they were the silver coins. He was the greatest dejected person in the world at that time. And he was so much dejected, he never uttered a single word to say Ayaz or anything, or anybody. What did he did? Out of these 60,000 silver coins, he gave 20,000 silver coins to Ayaz. Ayaz couldn't make out why he's giving to me. He brought it. Okay, fine. Another 20,000 he gives to the bath keeper who gave him hot water to take a bath. Another 20,000 silver coins were given to him. So 40,000 gone. He came out of the rest house and take a glass of sharbat from a sharbat seller whom he patronized. He used to take daily sharbat from that. He used to, for one glass, he paid 20,000 silver coins. They all were stunned. Why this man is doing like this? Thereafter, Firdausi left Ghazni. But before leaving Ghazni, he writes some scathing couplets against Shah and gives to Ayaz, "Please see that you give this envelope of mine to Sultan Muhammad, not today, not tomorrow, after 20 days. So Firdosi, being completely broken, wrote a scathing satire and gave it to Ayaz to hand it over to Sultan after 20 days. Ayaz went there. Ayaz gave this letter to Sultan. Sultan was so much enraged at his humiliation by Firdosi and ordered that how he can disobey the order of a king, of Sultan. He may have written Shahnameh, so what? Even I can, the courtiers indicated that if, sir, even if you can give him matti also, you should accept it. Yes, he has rebooked you. He has not honored your price. And that's why Firdosi be sought immediately and punished by being trampled under the elephant's feet. But when Firdosi was very, very far from reach of sultans, he has already left from there also. He was not found in Iran as a whole also. Next, please. Now Firdosi fled to Tabristan. It is interesting to note that this Shahnameh, what he wrote, went from places to places. It went to even to Afghanistan. Present Afghanistan was nothing but a part of Iran. It was the eastern part of Iran, very much eastern part of Iran. The places mentioned in the cities of Afghanistan today, they were all once upon a time the cities of Iran under Iranian domination during Cyrus and Darius and Ardashir Babekan and Sasanian dynasty. Even the Rustam Pelwan belongs to the Afghani dynasty. The Firdosi fled to Tabristan, where he took refuge under the Iranian ruler Sipabat Shahryar. And he told that such and such Marisate betrayal was done with me. The Sultan felt great remorse by listening to the satire from the Shahnameh. Now he wrote these certain satires, and that satire I will just read it out to you. It's worth reading, and it is said in the Shahnameh. The satire which wrote after writing 60,000 couplets of the Shahnameh, satires are more sarcastic, more piercing, and terrific effect on a person who reads it, because it has got a very piercing effect. His words are very piercing, and that's what the Shah, he writes like this. The Firdosi writes about the king, okay, you have betrayed me. And what he says, तो ऐसा है मम्मूद केश्वर गोसाए जे मनगर न तरसी बे तरसस खुदाए मरासम दादी के दर पाए पिल तनत्रा बेसायन चुदरियाए नील. Oh Lord Muhammad, if you are not afraid of me, at least be afraid of that one Almighty God. You threaten me that I will kill you under the feet of an elephant. Parantu, Pachidani says further, Nadiri to in khatere tize man, nayandishi as tikhe khunrize man, ke shair churanjat beguyat haza, imanat hazata kayamat baja. O Muhammad, you do not know my nature. When a poet or a writer becomes violent, then his writing is more fierceful than even your sword. That's what he says. And then further he says, Nakardi darinna mein man nega, ze guftar badkuya gashti zera, haram kaske shaire maradar tapas, nagirdash gardu ne gardan das. You are not accepted my Shahnameh. You have not understood my Shahnameh, but you followed what your courtyard says, and you followed in their trap. And then he says further, and this is very touching. Denahao abad gardat kharab, zebarano astabe se aftab, pay afgannam, as nas maka ke bulan, ke asbad o baran ne abad gazan. Rains and showers and hails and storms and suns. With that, the tallest and the strongest mansion will crumble to dust. But this the palace of poetry, which I have made, and will not have any effect of neither rain, nor snow, nor dust, or anything. It will remain forever and ever till eternity. And then here he piercingly says to the Shah, what he says. Agar Shara Shabudi Pesar, Besar Barde Haudi Marataze Zar, Vagar Madare Shah Banubudi, Marasimo Zar Tabe Zanubudi. O Sultan, if you have been a son of a king, then you would have put golden throne on my head. And O Sultan, if you have been son of your mother have been a queen, then she would have completely put on me with a golden attire. Then he says, then what I said about earlier also, he was very kamnasib, he was very unfortunate. Then he writes, he himself confesses, to Firdausi under zamane nabud, but anbut ke bakta zawane nabud. Oh God, you will not find a Firdausi, any other poet like Firdausi. The only problem with Firdausi was that he was very unfortunate. And that's how he became so enraged. And after reading all this satire, the Sultan became very much angry. And then he kills that person who was his courtier, who instigated him, and allows to send 60,000 golden mohur, sona mohur, to the Firdausi himself. But by that time, Firdausi already went to Tus. Again, Ayaz was with that theli of 60,000 golden coins on a horse, on a camel's back. He carried it in a very pompous royal camel ne upar bukine. All this went to him. Sultan ordered 60,000 gold mohurs to be given to him. Firdausi passed away in 1020, a totally heartbroken, shattered, distressed and rejected person. From one side of the Tus, when the royal cavalier entered the city with a prize amount of 60,000 golden coins, from the other side, from the other gate, the Firdausi's janaza came out. Firdausi's daughter was Aisha, her name was Aisha. Even she did not accept his belated awards sent by Sultan for his father. But the later Imam of the place, Abu Bakr Isha, who expended the money, he took the money on behalf of the family and built a dam on the river Tus, and repairing the rest house of that. And that bridge which was built, bridge is known as Band, Band meaning bridge, and that bridge is known as Bande Aisha in today's time. Today, so he writes the Shahnameh, and in the last couplets he mentions, I want it to read it very understandingly, very pathetically what he mentions while writing this. You can imagine, Basiran Jaburdam Darin Saulesi, Azam Zinde Kardam Badin Parasi, Namiram Azin Paski Man Sinda Am, Kutukme Sukun Rao Paraugandeyam, Haran Kaske Dara Bhushurayodin, Pasas Barga Kunat Man Kunat Afari. I have taken a lot of pains in writing this memorable volume for 30 long years, and with this I have brought back to life the glories of Iran. Whoever has wit and faith and judgment, whoever has got intelligence, will shower benedictions upon me after I am gone. But I shall not die. Henceforth I am alive forever, since I have scattered far and wide seeds of my poetry. In the last page, in the next, and herein, this is a mausoleum of Firdausi at Mashhad. When you go to Mashhad, Mashhad is a big city. You have to get down there and you have to get a bus, and you have to go to the place called Tus. And there is in 1934, His Imperial Majesty Reza Shah Pahlavi, Shah of Iran at that time, had a splendid memorial erected near the tomb of Firdausi to mark the spot where his memorial remains of the great bard were buried near 1,000 years ago. Actually, when he died, no Muslim offered these prayers because they thought that he was a kafir. He prays all his years, his life, to the Zoroastrians and the community of Atas Paras. So they never did any, prayed any kalma or fatma on his dead body. Ultimately, he was taken there. His body was collected by those nearby villagers, and they buried him next to in his garden, and that's why it is made. And that's why Firdausi again dies. And I will give you some few couplets from the Shahnameh. Binahao abad girdat kharab, zibaran ustabish az aftab, pay afgandam az nasma ikhaw ke bulan, ke az bad o baran miyabad gazan. This is a Warner Brothers Shahnameh in whose English is very famous. This translation of this runs by Warner Brothers is written like this. The homes that are the dwellings of today, the homes that are the dwellings of today will sink in its showers and sunshine to decay. But storm and rain shall never mar what I have built, a palace of my poetry. This was the Firdausi, and to the Zoroastrian, Shahnameh is the religion. Ladies and gentlemen, nearly 1,000 years have passed. Still, we remember Firdausi. In Zoroastrian, now I'm talking of a Zoroastrian community, what you have come here, what we are today, as a Parsi, Irani, Zoroastrian community, wherever worldwide, what names you carry, Kayomar, Gayomar, Parvez, Shireen, Farhad, whatever names, Rustam, Sorab, Noshirwan. Actually, word Noshirwan is not the name, the proper name is Anoshirawan, who cannot die, Anoshirawan. Nosh to die, Anosh meaning one cannot die. So this all these names, what we are having today in the Parsi Irani community, it is just because of the existence of the Shahnameh, Shahnameh, Shahnameh. If this writer would not have written a Shahnameh, I think majority of the Iranian names and the dynasty would have been gone into oblivion. So it is our duty, bounden duty, to restore it. Now let me tell you, can I take some time? Oh,
Yes, yes, please. Yes, please.
So many of the writers have written. You may be knowing in Bombay there was very famous doctor, homeopath Dr. Sarosh Wadia of yesteryears. I had met him. He invited me. He gave so many of his. In those days there were slides which they used to make. He had been to the 1964. The Shire invited him at the coronation of 2,500 years of celebration of Cyrus the Great. He was a very famous homeopath doctor. So he has given me a book by him. That is the book by him himself. He has given Firdausi's Shahnameh, Iran's immortal poet Firdausi Tusi, and his Shahnameh by Dr. S.R. Wadia. So from their book, it has so many things are written there. He never believed in any religion as such, and he believed in only one religion, the religion of one God, one Almighty God, and all these things. And if he mentions about his character in the religion, he says, somebody asked him, what is your character? So he said, na Sunni, na Shia, na Murg, na Yahud, na Tarse, na Danam, Torah Din Chebud. One Iranian poet, Professor Ashok Turani, mentions about Firdausi and says that you are neither Sunni nor Shia. Actually, he was from the Shia Panth. He mentions he was neither Sunni nor Shia, neither Magian, that means Russian, nor Jews, nor Christians. Heaven knows what creed you profess. That means to him, God and God alone was a supreme being. Like in our religion, we say, Auramasta, Khodai is a supreme being. And for that Shahnameh, except Khuda, except God, there is no other entity he uses except another entity which he uses is Sarosh. Sarosh. Actually, Sarosh is nothing but if you see, Sarosh, through to ear, samajhu, through to ear, listen. So Sarosh meaning hearing, and that means the inspiration. Inspiration which you hear, we get inspiration from God. Somebody said me in my ears, that is called Sarosh. So he talks about Sarosh only. And the poet practice is to call deity by numerous reverent descriptive name. And what names he uses? Khuda or Khudavan, meaning Lord or Master. Kirdegar, meaning Maker. Afridegar, meaning Creator. Durandesh meaning keeper and preserver. Parvardegar meaning nourisher and maintainer. Davar or Datgar, that means just or the judge. Jandar or Jihanban, meaning master of the keeper of the world. Ruzi-Din, meaning giver of livelihood. Bakshayande, meaning giver of bounties. Then he says, Jan Afrin, creator of the soul. So these are the names he used for the God. All the adjectives he uses for the God, but there is only one God, that is Avramas the Almighty, who has created right from ant to elephant. He has created. Nobody is superior in this world. And that's why Firdausi mentions in his Shahnameh so beautifully all these couplets that he has revived the dead Iran. It has been mentioned. Then he mentioned his patriotism. He was so much patriotic towards Iran and old Iran, the Iran of the Zoroastrian time, Iran the prehistoric, pre-Islamic time. As he mentions, perhaps the most dominant note of Firdausi's poetry is resonant in the all-pervading patriotism. And that's what he mentions, what he says. Darigaste Iran ke Viran Savad, ke naame Pilanganu Shiran Savad, Hama jaye jangi sawaran budi, Isastangi aye shehriyaran budi, Kanun jaye shak ujaye obalas, Isastangi aye tiz chunge asdahas. Alas, alas, that Iran should be lie a waste and become a land of leopard. It was a home of the mighty warriors and the royal seat of the great monarchs. Now it has become the scene of woe and want and the hunting ground of bloodthirsty dragon. That's what he mentions. And he himself mentions that because Yazdagat Namatake, he says about Yazdagat, Yaki Yazdagat is Sasaniyan, ki chunve nabanad kumardan miyan, ki dar jangeshi astu varta taktachar, Fawzan Kirdari Gupsamaha. He, Yazdagat, is the last solitary memorial of the royal Sasanian, like whom none can ever gird the belt of royalty, who in battle is a lion and on the throne a prince, shining and shedding light around like the sun and the moon. Such was the Iran of Firdausi's dream, and it was noteworthy that he attributes his glory and prosperity to the royal grace and justice. My dear brothers and sisters from Iran and everywhere in the world, it is because of the Shahnameh and Shahnameh alone, the identity of the Parsi Irani Zoroastrian community. Our religion is different. I am talking about Zoroastrian lineage, Zoroastrian ethnicity. I am giving weightage to this part of it. Religion can profess by anybody, but who we are, from where we have come, whose dynasty we belong to, so that is referred to by Firdausi in the Shahnameh. And being non-Zoroastrian, being a Muslim, that's why even the Muslim at the end of his life, they never offered to pray on his dead body. That was the Firdausi to see of immortal soul. And naturally, today we bow ourselves before Firdausi statue. We have got a statue in our one of the trust office, also Iran League, and we pray that his inspiration give us a strength to the community. And even I have not seen this mausoleum at Mashhad, though I have visited Iran so many times, but it's far from the eastern part of Iran. So if you have got any chance in future to go to Iran, to visit Iran, to take a chance, take a trip to Mashhad. It's hardly train 2 miles to 2 hours distance to see this mausoleum of one of the greatest Iranian poet. And he was nothing but he was known as the Homer of the East. Really, he was known as the Homer of the East. Iranians, Shahnameh, on which many of the scholars, European as well as the Parsis and Iranians in the Bombay University and the foreign universities have dissertation on this and have done their PhD and postdoctoral thesis on the Shahnameh of Iran. As I have told you, translated into more than 15 to 20 languages of the world. It is an epic like Mahabharata and Ramayana and Iliad and Odyssey. and that's why he's known as the Homer of the East. We salute the soul of Firdausi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Parvez Sahib, for the wonderful presentation. I know it's very late where you are, but would you have some time to take some questions?
Sure, sure.
Porus Balsara, would you like to ask your question? Can you unmute yourself and ask the question?
Thank you very much, Parvez uncle. I have several questions. You said that Firdausi had composed Shahnameh as he was getting his ideas. So from my readings of the Shahnameh, it seems like he did not compose a Shahnameh in the chronological order. That's one question. And other question is that there is no mention of the Achaemenian dynasty in Shahnameh. He goes from Peshdarian, Kianian, a little bit of Parthians, and then he goes straight into Sassanid dynasty. And even in the Kianian dynasty, the ending of the Kianian dynasty ends with Dara, the son of Dara, and he talks about Dara being defeated by Iskandar, and Iskandar declaring himself as the Shah of the universe. So is Iskandar the same as Alexander? And that's where the Shahnameh starts to get muddy between the dynasties, because Alexander, we know, defeated Darius III of the Achaemenian dynasty. But in Shahnameh, he refers to Iskandar as being defeating the Dara of the Kianian dynasty.
Yes.
So this is where confusion arises in Shahnameh, and perhaps this is the reason why confusion also arises with the date of Asho Zarathustra, with Dara and Darius and Iskandar and Histas, who was father of Darius III. So can you throw some light on that?
Yes. Porus, yes, a good question. I know I skipped because there was no time. Actually, I would have discussed it because I was running short of time. That's why I was doing that. Somebody will ask, and you rightly pointed out that Dara was misinterpreted as a Darius.
Right.
Directed them jump from Kianian dynasty to the Achaemenian dynasty by thousands of years in the gap regio.
Right.
And that is directly to the Achaemenian dynasty, Darius the third, and who was defeated by Alexander.
Right.
331. So that is correct what you say. And because he also composed this Shahnameh from the collected works, collected stories, what he got.
All the Daitiki poets, right?
Yeah. So the books it is mentioned in the Shahnameh. So many times, if you read the Shahnameh by so many Gujarati authors, Indian authors, Parsi authors, they are there, very informative account, that it has passed to so many hands. It has passed from so many Hapsiyon atle Arbastan andar gyu. From there it went to Siddhiyon Atma. You know, those African Sunatma Tagyu, the Tati passed in, it went to Afghanistan, Pashu Iran Mayo. So at this period of time, so many pages, so many volumes must have been lost in between.
That's right.
So that's why there is a gap, and this Dara is misconceived as a Dara as the Greek.
Okay.
Dara is the third. There is 100%, 1% is a mistake in the Shahnameh. Because there is no corona, even in the, so that's why they put the date of Zarathustra as 700 years before.
Exactly.
Jesus, but it is not so. It is not so. It is not so. Absolutely mistake. Even in the Avastan's text, certain Pelvi text, there's a mistake that Zarathustra was born 600 years before so and so. So it is not 600 years before Christ or something like that. It is more than 1,500 years before Christ.
Right.
That is what I rightly say. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody,
Any
please?
other questions? I don't see any hands up, but look, it's past midnight for Eber Bajaj Sahib. It's past 12:30 in the morning. And I sincerely thank Bajaj Sahib for taking the time and for agreeing to speak to NAMC IZS. And I sincerely thank also Temtan Mirza for arranging this. And as many of you know, Temtan is not only the vice president of our association, but also the dean of the institute. And we thank you again. Good night, sir, and see you soon.
1 minute, sir. If you can allow me for 2 minutes, I will sing. Somebody will say that Bajaj Sahib Sanamur Khalid to story gai nahi. I will just sing a few couplets in Gujarati. What we in India, all Zoroastrians speak Gujarati. We understand Gujarati, so I will speak one few lines. Ke I su sana mana na tene gaite sab 5 or 6 couplets. When
Please.
when Sultan became very happy with the Firdausi's style of writing, he agreed that now you should write the Shahnameh. So he says, बेश खूबी तारी मालूम पड़ी इबारत सुनी फसाहत भरी अजब शेर तारा दिल ने हरे अजब दिल में फील खुशी थी भरे अजब तारी तमसील शीरी जबां दिपेशे लाले बदख्शा समां बेमूल बंधन बेमुल मिजान इल्मे फसाहत इलाही सुबां रंगीन मिजाजी अजब रंग रुबाव खाकी मिनोई दिसे बेहिसाब એમ કરીને આ લખે છે ફિરદૌસી સનામન શરૂ કરતા this Muhammad of Ghazni praises him કે જાણે કે તારું સરસ સાનામું લખ્યું ને પછી સાનામું લખ્યા પછી તે એની અંદર what he says Muhammad જ્યારે એને ફિરદૌસ કરીને કહે છે અને પ્રાઇઝ આપવાને માટે ત્યારે બોલે રચી સાનામું કીધું તૈયાર કિરાબે તેને પૂરા સાથ જાય खत्म कुल की दास्ताने किया हरी कुल नज़्मा तबारीक बयान खत्म अस्पन्ना दरोज़े अल समाप्त की दो किस्से यज़्दे रजा चाही शानी नजरते करूं कि मकसद मुराद ज़रती भरूं पटी पुष्ट योशा खुशी बोलियो ते आफरीन है फिरदौसी रचावत सजावत अजब छे करी लड़ी रही फसाहत मौतन लड़ी हर एक बेत दिल खुश मन्ने हरे सिवा फिरदौसी भी जो नहीं करे शिरीन छे ज़बान मिसल तेरी संग करे कुल शायरों ना बंदते दम फारसी ने पर शिरीन जबान करने कहेवामां आवे छे शिरीन मीनिंग स्वीट Persian is the sweetest language in the world એમ કે even in the ફિરદૌસી એની અંદર ગઝની અંદર સાબન કહે કે તું એ શિરીન છે જબાન મિસલે તેજ સંગ કરે તું શાયરોના બધા દમ બંધ એવી રીતે આ શાહનામાને માટે કહે છે this was the poet Firdausi who wrote a Shahnameh and we are all indebted whole community of Russians and non, even the whole world will learn something from this Shahnameh. And he has really rejuvenated not the history of Iran, he mentions rejuvenated the dead Iran. Muela Iran ne mein jagrat kido, sutela Iran ne mein jagari. There's really no doubt he has rejuvenated the Iranian history till today. Aaj bhi Hindustan ke andar, aaj bhi chokrao vache samjhe and they take pride in the understanding of the Shahnameh. I'll give you an episode when Rustamji Panthaki was teaching a Shahnameh in madrasa in 1955-56. After a class of Rustam and Sorabni, a fight, પછી અમે લોકો બહાર નીકળ્યા period of recess અને બે જણા ફાઇટ કરવા લાગી ગયા એક જણ રુસ્તમ થઈ ગયો એક જણ સોરાબ થઈ ગયો એક જણે મને નાકમાં એટલું જોશમાં મુક્કો માર્યો કે મારા નાકની નસકોડી ફૂટી ગઈ ધડ લોહી નીકળવા લાગ્યું I was taken to the sick room and the superintendent asked what happened. SSI લોકો બે જણા ફાઇટ કરતા રુસ્તમ સોરાબની લડાઈને એનું નાક ફૂટી ગયું મિસ બજાનું. So that is how that it gives a strength, it gives a courage, it gives a દિલ માં એવો પાવર આવી જાય જનૂન આવી જાય તે વખતે આપણા દિલની અંદર આપણા દિલના બાલ actually ઉભા થઈ જાય when we sing Shahnameh in the big hall. Really it creates a vibrational environment in the nature. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks a million again.
Thanks.
Bye bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you Adaviraj, thank you Temton, thank you everybody, thank you Dolly,
Thank you, Parvez uncle. Thank you, Ji.
thank you Mirzad, thank you all.
Good night.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Agli sahib bhi batala છે મેં જોયા સાહેબ કાવાસા thank you સાહેબ I had met you long back કાવાસા thank you સાહેબ
Thank you.
બધાને મળી ચૂક્યો છું ઘણા જણને મળી ચૂકેલો છું સાહેબ. It's nice to meet you and greet you. I've been to your land of America so many times at your good invitation. I had always been there and I have always when I come to this part of western part of country there specifically to America like that country I feel that કે I'm in Bombay, India માં જ છું, જેને કેવું લાગે કે I'm in other Parsi colony, કે I'm in Rustam Bagh or Jarbagh or Khushru Bagh. I'm with the Parsis and Parsis around me. Hopefully you all prosper there. That is my prayer, humble prayer. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Arda Manik Bujwala has his hand up.
Oh, sorry, Manik. I apologize. Can you please ask your question?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to just add was that, many Muslims and others, they call us the Parsis as fire worshippers. But in the Shahnameh, Firdausi, who was a Muslim, he says, Magui ke atash parastan budand, parastandaye paka yazda budan, which means don't say that the ancestors, Zoroastrians, were fire worshippers. They were worshippers of the holy God. So that's something we can all point out to, and whenever someone calls us fire worshipper.
Yes, absolutely
Thank
correct. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
There is, Firdausi mentions that they are not a fire worshipper. Through the medium of fire, we worship one Almighty God, and that is Ahura Mazda, who is, because we call fire himself as the son of Ahura Mazda, son of Ahura Mazda, Atas Putra Ahura Mazda. So he is not a God himself.
Right.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Firdaus Mehta Sahib. Thank you very much, sir. Firdaus. How are you, sir?
Firdaus?
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you very much, Parvez bhai. Always fantastic to listen to you.
No,
Never
actually,
ever have I been disappointed.
પર્શિયનમાં અને ગુજરાતીમાં ગાઉં તો વધારે આ તો ખાલી સ્ટોરી એ તમો લોકોને એનીવે રુસ્તમ પંડ્યાનો સાનામુ જરા હું વધારે ગાઈને બી સમજાવસ.
I don't want to brag about it, but we were trying to set up a Firdausi seminar for a whole day here in this part of the world.
Sure.
And most of the Parsis on our board did not even recognize or understand Firdausi. And my budgetary request was denied on the basis that he was a Muslim and why are we praising him? Fine. That just shows what their thinking is. I have a couple of questions. When you mentioned Muhammad al-Ghazni, is that the same Muhammad al-Ghazni who raided Northwest India many times?
Yes.
Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to, this business about Atas Paras or fire worship. It is a sort of common thing among us also. We kind of recognize if somebody says that. But in one of my mechanical engineering conferences, there was a Iranian lady sitting next to me at lunchtime, and she was very impressed with my name. And I kind of recognized that she was an Iranian lady. And she asked me, are you also? Yeah, I said, no, sorry, I'm not Iranian. I'm from India, but I'm ancestrally Iranian. And as a result, I'm Zartusti from that point of view. And immediately she said, oh, you are Zartusti, you are a fire worshipper, you are Atas Paras. I said, I guess that's a way to look at it. But in your system, 5 times a day, you face towards Mecca and do your prayer. Therefore, is it okay for me to call you Kaaba Parast? I cannot do that. You are not Kaaba Parast, you are Allah Parast. Similarly, I am not Atas Parast, but I am Mazda Parast. And she understood, and right away she said, nobody explained it to me like that. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Correct, sir. That the Christian looks at the cross. Do we call them as a believer in cross? No. So they are not the believer in cross. So, but that is the way how we have been misnomer. It is a misnomer. That's what Evan said. Arabobulia Magui ke Atas Parasta Budan Parastande Paka Yazda Budan. Manik Sahib Bujwala sir. Thank you very much, sir. Once again, all of you for taking patience to listen to me. Now, can I go to my sleep?
Yes, most people don't realize that Mohammeds have to get up early. So thank you again. Good night.
Thank you. Good night, everybody. Sorry. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good day to
Good
you.
night. Good night to
Thank
you
you.
and your family.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Good night. Good night.
Thank you, Parvez,
Thank you.
very much. Thank you, Parvez.
Thank you. Thank you.